With the 2018 Game Awards coming up, we talk nominees and predictions.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Nerdy Griffy.
Yep, the Nerdy Griffy.
This is the Nerdy Griffy, where we talk about Ken Griffey Jr. and his stats. And
well, not just Junior.
Oh yeah.
What about
Ken
his
Griffey
dad?
Sr. was also a great ball player.
Right.
But I mean, Junior was one of the best ball players of all time.
Sure, yeah. I had baseball cards. When I collected baseball cards, I
he
had
was the
one
first
of his.
ballot Hall of Famer, had the highest voting percentage of any Hall of Famer in history, a 98% voting in first ballot.
Cool.
That means the Baseball Writers Association. This is now
This has become a sports podcast.
I'm going to talk
We're
baseball.
now talking about Ken Griffey Jr.
baseball
every week.
Yep, always.
I quit.
The Nerdy Gritty, where we delve deep into the details of pop culture.
Oh, we're back.
I am Des.
We're back. That was an alternate universe. I'm Fox.
So, Fox, I don't have an intro this week.
You don't?
But
so your intro is not having an intro?
We could talk about Ken Griffey Jr.
No, we don't want... No, nobody wants to hear us, including me. I don't know anything about him, so I'm an unreliable source of news. And
no,
also,
I don't have an intro
care.
this week, and that's okay because I got a feeling that this is going to be a long episode anyway because we have a lot to talk about.
It's true.
So let's just get into what have you been up to lately, Fox?
Okay. Well, it was Black Friday a couple days ago.
Racist.
Yep. That's what I do on Black Friday, is be racist. And so I got a few games that I hadn't played before for they were at cheaper deals. I got Nier Automata, which I've heard great things about. I haven't gotten into yet. I got Detroit Become Human, which I've heard some good, some bad things. But yeah, we're going to be playing that. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
But I played Heavy Rain way back when, and I loved that. Like, I really liked.
This is better.
Yeah, well, I'm sure. Yeah, I think they're refining the same idea over and over again, which I like.
Fantastically.
I got Kingdom Come Deliverance, which I played about an hour and a half of, and I like the idea still, and I'll probably play it again eventually, but it was pretty rough, and it was mostly the temptation of the other game I got, Persona 5, that made me stop playing it, because I've been playing Persona 5, and it's so much fun. It's got a lot of the anime, manga, like, atmosphere, tone to it.
Persona, yeah.
Well, yeah, I understand that. Yeah, I knew that going in, which helps. Because I didn't know that going in with some other, like JRPGs I've played this year. And I was like, oh. And in this one, the style is so good. The aesthetic, like, everything is so stylistic. The menus, they paid attention to literally every part of the game and made it cohesive in what they wanted to present to the player, as well as the combat's really cool, and I really love it so far. The character design, like, you have personas, basically they are your like inner being that come out when you admit who you are. Basically, it's really interesting.
I think the original was like you had to hurt yourself to get your other persona.
Well, in this one, so when you go into what's called, like, it's the metaverse, basically, when you see things so, for example, the first palace is what they're called. You accidentally go into this castle that's in Tokyo. And you find out that it's actually your high school, but in the metaverse, it's how
This sounds like a dream. I went to this castle, but it was really my high school.
Well, yeah.
And then I suddenly realized I didn't have my homework, and I'm not
Essentially,
wearing
it's
pants.
the track coach, who's this, like, Olympic star, who basically views the school as his personal playground. And he's also a pervert. Like, in his heart of hearts, he's a terrible person and sees this as where he rules the day.
Right.
You see, in the metaverse, it's a castle ruled by that guy.
That
and
makes
you're
sense.
going in and I haven't done this yet, but so you also have in that metaverse who you are, and your persona kind of shows who you are. And
now, is Deadpool here in the metaverse?
Yeah, I hope he shows up. I'm really hoping so. It's really fun. I really like the concept, and so that was I've been playing lots of stuff though.
Yeah,
seriously,
no
like
joke,
4 or
man.
5 different games.
That's
I've been
crazy.
Recording.
I've gotten back into doing the daily runs.
You have
Slay the Spire, and oh man, there's an update. So if you do Ascension mode, which is every single level things get a little bit more challenging.
Okay.
And as you get toward the, because I'm at like 80% success rate right now.
Sure.
I'm at 90% success rate right now. So, but as you keep going, Ascension just gets harder and harder and harder as you go. If you beat it in Ascension, before this, there was no end. You got to the top of the spire, there was a beating heart, you attacked it, and however much damage you did was your rating. And so, like, if you did really well, you'd get like 1,400 damage. If you did average, you'd get like 1,000, and if you did it'd be like 700 to 900. That's like an But now there's an actual mode where you can successfully slay the spire.
Oh.
There's an end game for each character now. Yeah, so I haven't done that yet because I'm thinking of recording one of those and doing that. Great. So
we have opposite problems when it comes to video games right now.
You want to play all video games?
I play 6 different games at the same time, and you just go back to
I just want to play the same ones over and over again. I did the daily last night, and after I did the daily, I'm like, I'm going to play The Room again. I went back and I played The Room. I did like half of it.
Stop. So, why?
These games are so
There are
good,
so many puzzle games you could do.
Not like, anyway. Oh, but what's the stupid game? Da Vinci, the Da Vinci Saga or whatever.
Sure, whatever.
It's a puzzle one that was on sale for the Steam sale, so I'm going to be playing that soon probably.
Okay. Yeah.
But anyway, movies I've seen a lot of recently, which is a surprising thing for me.
Sure.
I went and saw Ralph Breaks the Internet.
Is it? Oh yeah, because Wrecks the Internet would sound better, but they point it out. But Breaks the Internet is an actual phrase,
which they never say in the movie.
Huh?
There is a few things that that were in the previews that weren't in the movie.
Got trailer trashed.
Well, it's funny because like you said when we talked about trailer trash with Deadpool, where it's mostly just jokes.
Yeah.
There are some jokes that were changed differently and things like that. But there were a couple of scenes that weren't in, and at the mid-credits thing at the end was a little girl like holding her tablet in the back of the car in her car seat, and she's got like a frowny face, and the mom's like, "Oh, sweetie, what's wrong?" And she said, "I saw a movie and there were scenes in it there were scenes in the trailer that weren't in the movie."
Wow. That's awesome.
It was great.
Yeah.
So, and it's literally just like, calm down, you babies.
Oh,
like,
sure.
Literally, it's a baby whining about it. So,
who cares?
But it made me, a guy who doesn't like trailer trash, it made me feel a little like,
you were the baby.
Shut up, Disney.
Shut up.
You're dumb. You're a baby.
You're the baby.
You make Mickey a fighter in Kingdom Hearts.
Also enjoy the $12 I gave you to watch this movie.
Oh, it was more than that because I took my whole family.
Oh.
So enjoy the $1,000.
The thousands of dollars.
But it was really good, actually. I really enjoyed it. I told you a little bit about this earlier. It's getting middling reviews, but I think it's because it's really meta. Okay. And a lot of the comedy comes from internet jokes.
Sure.
So there are jokes about like pop-ups. There are jokes about scams. There are jokes about, loot grinding in games. That's a big part of the plot is loot grinding. Yeah. And
I don't want to watch it then. I'm going to feel called out because I love grinding.
But it's just different things like that. Well, loot grinding for the sake of making money, like selling on like MMOs and things like that.
Pay to win.
And there are a lot of different things that are really meta for internet people.
Gotcha.
That if you're the average Joe, honestly, there are going to be a lot of stuff that just goes right over your head.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It feels, with younger people, more and more internet savvy. I mean, very much internet savvy now, everybody having anything. Sure, that's probably pretty perfect for their demographic, especially and being a children's thing, But also, I think it is fair to say I didn't get any of the jokes, and this is supposed to be, as well as a family movie, a comedy.
Yeah,
I didn't get the jokes, so I didn't laugh. And
yeah, I think its ratings are totally fair. Yeah, I think the ratings are totally fair. But I personally loved.
Oh,
the
sure,
movie.
yeah, it's a hit or miss.
Great, yeah,
maybe. I haven't seen it. So, and I probably won't unless
more than once I laughed out loud.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
All right.
So
well, that's a good sign in today's comedy.
I'll also say that there was one particular scene, and minor spoiler, when there's a the classic. There's a bunch of little things, and they all form together to form one big thing. They have a scene like that, and then they do close-ups of it, and each individual small thing is animated in the close-ups of the big thing. And just the animation in the big thing is so freaking impressive.
Crazy, yeah.
Like, just they all move their own movements and they all kind of do their own like shrugs and things like that. And it's super duper cool.
All right.
So, yeah. You seen any movies that done anything lately?
I watched The Devil's Advocate.
That was a weird movie.
Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, and
basically becomes big time
Al Pacino
lawyer.
or Robert De Niro?
Al Pacino.
Al Pacino.
Basically.
Yeah.
Spoilers, kind of. I'll leave out
The movie's 30 years old.
movie's 30 years old. Yeah, sure. But I mean, it's not really. You pretty much understand that from the beginning. There's some specifics you don't know. But basically, he takes a job as a lawyer working for the devil. And it was interesting. Literally working for the devil. Like the senior partner at this place named John Milton, which is not subtle at all. He wrote Paradise Lost. And, yeah.
Okay.
About Satan and
there you
about
go.
the fall of Satan.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's just about that, and it was fine. I like Keanu Reeves, so I might have had I'm one of the few who really just likes Keanu Reeves, so I might have a biased thing there because I thought he was good in this. But also, I was pleasantly surprised by how decent the theology of it was.
I haven't seen it in forever.
How decent the theology of who Satan is and what his goal is and what his purpose. I just he wasn't like evil man trying to kill everybody. He wasn't like, I'm gonna make people like Keanu Reeves at one point is like, what'd you do to me? And he's like, I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
I gave you some opportunities. I didn't do anything. That was all you, man.
That
he's like,
really
yes,
accurate.
that is good theology. Like we make our choices. At one point, there's also like
the devil can't make us do anything.
Right. Keanu Reeves is just like, look, I've read the Bible. I grew up in the South. I know the Bible. You lose this. I mean, why would I want to be with you lose this? And he's like, and Al Pacino's just like, well, consider who wrote the Bible. You're like, oh yeah, okay. I mean, that's a fair rebuttal to have. Yeah. So it was fine. And it was fun to watch. I was just mostly pleasantly surprised by how they depicted Satan and his... It was interesting. It was
speaking of Satan, the Game Awards
presented by The Enemy.
The Game Awards are going to be coming up soon, and obviously with that, there's a lot of talk about which games are going to be Game of the Year, which games are going to get what awards and whatnot, et cetera, et cetera. Right. And we thought we would have a conversation about some of these games because we have a lot of thoughts about them.
We played a lot of them, and
now
I like judging things.
A lot of games are up several times.
Yes.
So we're going to try not to repeat ourselves.
Right.
But this does also mean that we're probably going to talk a lot about Spider-Man and Red Dead Redemption and God of War.
Yeah, because I could say a game is the best action-adventure game, but not necessarily the best game. If it does that better than something else. So let's try to be specific to the category with each one.
Also, this might be a little bit of a long episode.
Yeah, it was last time.
Yeah, if you're in for it, we talked after the Game Awards last time.
It's true. Yeah, this time we're predicting. Yeah. So we'll do a short thing about how well we predicted it.
Where should we start, sir?
Well, I think we should just start. Oh, let's save Game of the Year till last.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
And then we'll talk about some. Yeah, let's look at the list here of what categories are. We can do some of the genre awards first.
All right. So I'm looking right here. We have best role-playing game, best RPG.
Best RPG. Yeah, that one I'm pretty qualified for.
This one's gonna be more you than
There's
me.
only one on there that I haven't played. So the oh man, I lost.
Nominees are Dragon Quest XI, Monster Hunter World, Ni no Kuni 2: Revenant Kingdom, Octopath Traveler, and Pillars of Eternity 2: Deadfire. And that would be the only one you haven't played.
The only one I haven't played is Pillars of Eternity.
Right.
And out of those, my favorite of the year, I would say Ni no Kuni 2 was really great. Octopath, I really loved parts of it, but got kind of disappointed with it.
Right.
I would probably say Dragon Quest XI.
Yeah.
Is my favorite of the year.
I'd agree with that. I saw some Pillars of Eternity, and I think that might also get it, actually.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I've heard extremely good things about it.
Yeah.
I've wanted to play it.
But Dragon Quest XI brought a lot of different, we're into like granular things, like getting to do a lot of different things. So you got to craft your items in Dragon Quest 11.
Yeah.
You got to change outfits in Dragon Quest 11. There was a lot of fun grinding to be done, or if you didn't want to grind, there were ways that you could try and get around that. Like there's a lot of different things going on in Dragon Quest 11.
Here's what I'll say though. I don't think Dragon Quest 11 will win.
No,
it was my favorite. I think Monster Hunter World will win.
Man, and this is just my bias against Monster Hunter games. Mm-hmm. The premise is too simple for me.
Oh, it's a simple idea, but it's incredibly deep.
Right. Oh, there's so much
super
to do.
rich.
But at the end of the day, it's get better, go kill monster.
It's
the
definition of a video game loop.
Right.
You get the right gear, you get your mission, you get the right gear, you prepare, you go out, hunt the monster, come back, use what you got in that last mission to make better gear, get your mission, go fight. Yeah. There's a little variation here and there, but overall, that is the game.
Now, it does it phenomenally.
It does. I played Monster Hunter, a good chunk of Monster Hunter.
Animation in that game, and a lot of those games are just incredible, just beautiful. But for a role-playing game in which you are playing a role, like you're taking on a character, there's just not enough character in that for me,
you know? I could agree with that as well. I'm also, when I'm predicting, trying to read the general reaction, I think, to games. Mm-hmm. Dragon Quest 11 did a lot that we've seen a million times really well.
Right.
Monster Hunter is a very specific concept. There's not a lot of what it does out there. I mean, there's a lot of grinding, there's a lot of that, but in its style, in its actual execution, not really many games try to do what it does. And I think it did it so well that I think it's so specific and so much fun to play that I think it will win.
I think at that point, a case could be made for Ni no Kuni 2 in that it balances that. There are some things that it does really well that it's done before. There are other things that it does on its own that it's never done before.
A little bit.
Things never done before. It was fun. Now the story to me was what was kind of
generic.
Very super generic.
Yeah, the story-wise, Dragon Quest is real good. I think is the best of the story.
I'm enjoying watching the story.
Octopath is interesting. I think it mostly is the best aesthetically, in my opinion.
Oh yeah,
because
it's up for best art direction.
Really love its style. Yeah, but yeah. So my favorite is Dragon Quest 11. I think Monster Hunter will win.
You're calling Monster Hunter?
Yes.
I'm calling Dragon Quest.
Okay.
I am.
Yeah, sure.
So, all right. Let's move up to Best Action Adventure Game.
Best Action Adventure.
So, we have Assassin's Creed Odyssey, God of War, Marvel's Spider-Man, Red Dead Redemption 2, and Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Yes. Only one of these is not up for Best Game of the Year.
Right. And that's Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which shouldn't be. I mean, I guess at the end of the day, actually, it was a very well done action adventure game.
Oh yeah,
it was.
But it was whatever. Compared to the others, it's it's not a little baby next to.
They have to have 5 adults. Nominees, and they're like,
essentially,
all right, we got the 4 that people actually care about. What else are we gonna do?
Yeah, well, maybe we should put one with a woman. I mean, you could be a woman in Assassin's Creed Odyssey, but with Lara Croft. But yeah, Lara Croft, Tomb Raider was fine. For me, this is definitely between God of War and Red Dead Redemption.
Okay. We're not going to talk about Game of the Year.
No, we're not.
But I'm going to talk about Game of the Year a little bit right now. I think Red Dead should win Best Action Adventure.
Okay.
And God of War should win Game of the Year.
Oh,
and I'll talk more about that later.
Sure.
But as far as this goes, I think that the openness of Red Dead Redemption 2 and the ability to take your adventure wherever you want to take that, and just how much world there is in Red Dead Redemption 2 is really impressive, particularly for an action adventure game. The ability to do that for that genre is super duper cool.
The adventure of it, the I'm going into the unknown, I don't know what I'll find.
Right.
Is such a good they've done that so well that I think I'd agree with that. For action adventure specifically.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I want Spider-Man to win something. But out of all the categories it's nominated in, I don't think it should win any of them.
Yeah.
But I think it's so good that it should get Best Spider-Man game.
Best Spider-Man.
Best Insomniac made Spider-Man game with Miles Morales in it.
Best superhero based
Best superhero game.
There we go.
Yeah. So here's a little rub though. When we come to action adventure,
Thanks for the little rub.
you're welcome.
That was real. I didn't even realize what I was saying. Here's a little rub. Thanks. Oh wait.
Wait a minute. No. Action adventure is such a wide category, like such a wide concept.
Right.
Because there's also best action game.
Right.
And so that is like the first person shooters and more just combat focused. And action, once you add adventure, it basically is open world game.
Right.
The problem is adventure game has a specific meaning.
Right.
Although it's not super relevant anymore.
No, it's not as common as it used to
adventure
be.
games are not really something that people make unless you're Double Fine Studios. Or other indie that we've never heard of.
Right.
And so I feel like action adventure should be changed. It's such a broad category. It should be changed to something that is less open. That still includes, because the hard part is all of these are action adventure games.
Right.
And so I don't know. It just feels like the open world game.
To me, words are words. We give them their meaning.
Well, sure.
We know what this means.
No, I understand that. It's just, I don't know. It feels strange to me.
Okay, we're being really meta right now. We're talking about the category.
Yeah. No, I mean, we're talking about the Game Awards.
Here's what I want to say. Assassin's Creed Odyssey is up for a lot of things.
Yeah, it shouldn't win any.
No.
No, it was fine.
It was, yeah.
It was,
to me, it was
essentially Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Yep, exactly that.
Very
I was gonna say
good
exactly
at
that.
doing what the last one did.
Yeah.
Maybe even a little better than the last one, but nothing.
And the last one was great.
Yeah.
It was very, very good.
Right.
But it's been the same thing, and you didn't do anything new. Now, there could be a Best Spartan Kick award.
I've killed so many enemies in Odyssey with the Spartan Kick.
I watched, was it Odd or was it Shadow? There was a couple of streamers that I watched, but one of them was in a fight, and like he purposely ran away from everybody to a cliff's edge.
Yep.
And just ran in circles around people and kicked them
and
off
then
the
just
edge.
kicked them. Wait for it to cool down, and then do it again.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh yeah.
And
you can kill enemies far above your level that way. Yeah. All right. Well, okay. So what's your prediction? You said is Red Dead Redemption for Best Action Adventure?
Yes.
Yeah.
Best
I'm
Action
going to go
Adventure.
with the same category. That's what I want to win and what I think will win.
All right. There's best action game here.
Don't
But
care.
we only played Far Cry 5.
Only
in
played
these
Far
action
Cry
games.
5, so that one's going to win. No, it won't win. I don't think it will. I thought Far Cry 5 was really fun, but nothing amazing.
I love Far Cry 5.
Sure.
But, all right, we're going to skip VR.
Yeah, don't care.
We're skipping mobile.
No, obviously Fortnite.
We're
is gonna
skipping
win Best
independent
Mobile.
game, which is surprising for me because I'm our indie guy.
you haven't played any
but I
of
didn't
these.
play any of these.
Right. We need to
So-
play Celeste, though.
We do need to play Celeste.
Or you should, maybe.
Games for Impact, another one that I am all about, and I didn't play
but
any
you
of
haven't
these.
played any of these.
Now, I know of Life is Strange. I
Sure.
know of Celeste, but I don't even know of these other ones.
11/11 Memories Retold just came out recently. It's about World War I,
Interesting.
I believe. I think it was Armistice Day was November 11th.
All right.
No, maybe I'm wrong. But I believe it's about World War I.
Or maybe it's November 1911.
Right. Oh. I don't know.
Yeah, whatever it is.
I can't remember.
The next one is Best Performance.
Yeah,
And
let's go. This
is-
one we know a little bit about.
So Brian Deckard as Connor in Detroit Become Human. Christopher Judge as Kratos.
Yeah, he's a
Kratos in God of War. Milisanti Mahut as Cassandra
Nailed
in Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Roger Clark as Arthur Morgan in Red Dead Redemption 2, and Yuri Lowenthal as Peter Parker in Marvel's Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So
the only one I'm not familiar with because I've not watched or played any of Detroit Become Human is the Connor.
it's
Brian Deckard.
really, really.
Oh, I'm sure
good.
it's great. Yeah, we
Man.
have. I bought it because I really want to play it.
Yeah.
But the other four I'm very much aware of. I've played all four of those.
What do you think, Fox?
Man, the voice acting in Red Dead Redemption is so good. I'm going to say that the best. I don't know. This is a hard one because Peter Parker. Okay, this might be the one that I think Spider-Man should get
You think?
because he's a great.
He
Peter
did a
Parker.
great end. The end, we won't spoil in case people haven't played it yet, but the end scene with Aunt May.
Yeah.
Oh my
It's rough.
gosh.
It wrecks.
It's so, and he does such a wonderful job.
Yeah, he was a really great Peter Parker.
Also, the fight with Doc Ock at the end, his voice acting is
And also, did you know that basically, if it was dialogue that came while you were able to traverse the world, they recorded it twice,
right?
In case you were standing still or just walking or swinging around, so that it would on the fly change in mid conversation,
right?
Because I tested it, and it would be like out of breath or just standing there and be fine, which I thought was really cool,
amazing.
I'm gonna. I don't think it'll be Cassandra. Is Odyssey. I mean, that is fine. It's fine. But the voice acting in Red Dead Redemption 2 is so good.
Dutch is who impresses me more than anybody else.
He's a real great charismatic leader,
and he does a great job. Like I sit there and I listen to Dutch, and I'm like, man, you're convincing me.
I understand why these guys follow him.
Yeah,
it makes sense. He's like this. Like even it makes me. His charisma makes me forget that he's a murderer.
Exactly that. Yes. And
now I know why people followed Hitler. Sounds pretty good.
Hitler was okay, I guess. Christopher Judge, though, the amount of emotion,
the range.
Yeah, because here's the thing. He never got to feel happy or joyful or laugh or anything like that. Like, as Kratos, he was only really allowed brooding.
Here's the thing. He was not. This is the first game he's been Kratos.
Right.
Okay.
But he was only allowed brooding and angry as the character of Kratos.
Yeah.
But he still communicated so much in that.
Right. Oh, yeah. And there were times when he became more tender. Right. He became more like genuinely, complimented the boy. Or also maybe he should just win for the amount of ways he said boy. Like boy, like scared because he's getting taken, or angry because he's just so many ways he said boy. It's basically the I Am Groot performance of video games. He said the same thing a million different ways.
You make McElroy's proud.
Again, it's between Arthur Morgan. It's between God of War and Red Dead. But for me, Christopher Judge or Roger Clark, I'm going to say Christopher Judge takes it. I'm going to say he should.
Man, it's all of these except for Melisandre Mahout. And I think that maybe that's just because I didn't watch much of Odyssey.
Yeah, well, yeah.
But...
Well, yeah, I just wasn't impressed by...
Yuri Lowenthal's Peter Parker.
He is really great. Yeah. No, I'm not saying... It's really good for the category when it's hard to judge.
Right, right.
That's good for the genre, for video games. When you can't tell, you have to come down to minute details to figure out who's the best.
I'm calling Yuri Lowenthal.
Okay, cool.
He's going to get it.
Yeah. I'm going Christopher Judge as Kratos. Because here's the thing about Spider-Man for me.
Okay.
There's not one single thing in the game that I can point to and be like, that's why I love it. It's everything.
But it makes you feel like Spider-Man.
I'll kill you. But in God of War, although it did everything great, for me, the story between Kratos and the boy, what's his name?
Atreus.
I forgot his name. I played that whole game and forgot his name.
The story between
person and that other guy. No, but Loki? Was really the core of that. Like, everything else is great. That is what I love about it. What?
I said Loki.
Oh, yeah. Spoiler alert. No, I'm really excited for what happens next.
Oh my god.
So many things. I really love how restrained the story was. Like, they brought in like 4 characters from Greek mythology or Norse
as opposed to the previous God of Wars, in which there was God of War and it brought in a few.
Wow,
and there was God of War 2 and it was like everybody.
Yeah.
And then there was God of War 3 and they're like, here are the rest, I guess.
We have to go somewhere else because everybody is dead
all
in
dead.
Greek mythology. It's like a legitimate thing they had to think about. So yeah, I'm gonna say Christopher Judge. Let's move on to another one.
All right, audio design, nah.
Yeah, they're all great. Whenever it's presented by a specific company, who cares?
Yeah,
that's clear. They just wanted their logo to
presented
be up there.
by Spotify. Yep. Now,
I mean, score is important.
Yes, it's very important.
God of Wars was great, but not anything that stood out to me.
Red Dead Redemption 2 is great.
Yeah,
but again,
I'm gonna. Spider-Man's was fine. It kind of got really repetitive.
Yeah.
And also it was essentially the Avengers theme, which I thought was like kind of cool because it felt like I was playing something in the MCU, which was very, very purposeful for them. I bet. Octopath Traveler was fine. Out of these, I'm actually probably gonna go with
Ni no Kuni.
Ni no Kuni was 2. I mean, here's the thing. I'm gonna go with Red Dead.
All right. Red Dead.
Because it was. I mean, obviously, it would have felt weird if you had some like. It was such a specific genre, the Western. Like all the rest of them just had like orchestral. God of War had a little bit specific, but a lot of they're mostly just orchestral scores. This was so specifically designed to create an atmosphere of the Wild West that I'm gonna go with that. And Woody Jackson's just great.
I'm going Ni no Kuni.
Okay, sure. Yeah, here's the thing: I couldn't sing you as or hum you as any tune
of any of them. Yeah, I agree.
And I beat that whole game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Best art direction. Now,
See,
this is an interesting one.
This is an important category too.
Yes. So best art direction. So this is outstanding creative and or technical achievement in artistic design and animation.
Yeah.
So this is specifically how artistic your design and animation is in the game. And I think this one is where Assassin's Creed Odyssey might take it.
You think AC will take?
Might. That game was gorgeous.
Oh, sure.
It was accurate to its time.
Yeah.
And the way that like the combat in that is so natural looking and it just so much of the animation in it like
the animation's not something I really considered.
We go back to that Spartan kick. Like you can see your character like rear their arms forward and then like arch their back backward as they shove that mid pelvic thing out there. Like the animation in that is just so good.
Yeah, what's here like when I think about this category, I mean, obviously they're even considering animation and that's important. For me, it's more of the aesthetic style. Like how they've depicted the things on screen, and photorealism's fine, but to me that's the easy way to do it.
Octopath, is that what you're thinking?
That's why I think Octopath. Octopath is so unique. Essentially, it feels like a diorama. Like every scene you're in feels like a diorama. And whenever I fought a boss, so I've played the first chapter of all the characters. That's as far as I got in the game. But whenever I got to the end of one of the, like you would fight the boss for that first chapter of that character, its sprite would be like 3 or 4 times bigger than the rest of the enemies, to show, hey, this is an important boss, but also the detail would get a lot higher. And that felt like a reward in and of itself. Yeah. Because I got to see what this cool enemy looks like.
Not to mention the fact that outside of the actual game animation, the hand-drawn art in Octopath was also just beautiful.
I haven't played Return of Obra Dinn. This little picture looks pretty cool. Yeah. But I couldn't tell you about it. So obviously I might just be like way wrong because that might be the obvious winner. I just haven't played it.
Octopath might take it, actually.
Out of what I've played, I think Octopath.
I'm going to say Octopath. Yeah, I think you've changed my mind.
Animation's fine. It did a very good job of taking an old school, essentially not side-scrolling, but like 2D game and not just making it a current gen like 3D game, but adding a 3D element and just it's unique. Right. That's really what I love about art. When art direction is unique, it means it will never look old.
Best narrative: Detroit Become Human, God of War, Life is Strange 2 Episode 1, Marvel Spider-Man, Red Dead Redemption 2.
This one's very easy for me. It's God of War.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
To me, it's between God of War and Detroit.
Yeah.
I think Detroit might have been a little on the nose.
I've heard that about it. It's
not subtle.
Human rights.
Yeah. It's very, very much that. Yeah.
It addresses some important topics, classic sci-fi topics, but
God
of War's narrative, I kept wanting to know what was going to happen
absolutely,
next.
Yes.
In Red Dead Redemption 2, I like the missions. They're fun, but right now I'm not I want to play the game, but not necessarily to experience the story.
Well, and part of what makes it such a good action adventure game, takes away from the narrative part.
A little bit, yeah.
The ability to go do whatever you want, however you want.
Yes.
And to go on a weird side mission or whatever else.
Yeah.
Whereas God of War is a little more linear. Now there's still a lot.
There's a lot to do, but yes, it's much more linear
than Red Dead Redemption 2. And so I think, and then of course Detroit Become Human is exclusively narrative.
Yeah.
But man, the way that they took this character of Kratos and remade him.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Not just like a remade him. Oh, this is who he is now.
Right.
This is who he is now because of where he was.
Right.
Like just the transformation in the character that is very, very much feels earned and not just, just don't worry about that. This is now Kratos is this guy. Spider-Man's narrative, fine.
Yeah.
It was very standard.
It was superhero.
It was a superhero game.
No,
my favorite part was his relationship with Mary Jane.
Man.
And I don't know if you've seen
I felt like such a kid.
I don't know if you've seen my episodes of the DLC yet, but there's a little bit more, and it's great. It's so much fun. In this playing Spider-Man, the Mary Jane thing, I felt like a teenager. Yeah, I was just like, oh,
kiss her,
no,
kiss her.
Oh no, it's Black Cat. Yeah. Not because she's a thief and a villain, but
she
because
can get in between the relationship.
Oh no, Peter, don't do it, don't do it, man. Mary Jane's much more worth it.
So you're going God of War?
I'm going God of War very easily.
I'm going Detroit, actually.
Okay, sure.
I may have liked God of War's better, but I think that Detroit was able to, obviously, because it's exclusively a narrative arc.
Yeah,
and
that's what they did.
It told 3 different stories and then actually successfully brought them all together. Yeah, we connected them all.
I like also when we choose different things so we can just see who's actually more better at everything.
So I'm going Detroit.
And then our next one, best game direction.
Yeah.
So this one's also very easy for me. Well, not as easy, but still easy for me. God of War.
God of War?
Yes.
Game direction?
Yes.
A Way Out was real good.
It was. See, here's what there's a little thing awarded to a game studio for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. So I see this as, when I hear direction, I think of like a movie director, where they're kind of directing how a scene plays out or how like scenes connect from one to another kind of at an overarching standpoint. And so for me, the fact that God of War is one continuous camera take, disregarding like when you load the game up or things like that, it is one continuous camera or fast travel. There is never like between cutscenes, between anything, just that's amazing to me.
Yeah.
Where they never get the opportunity in a cutscene to just switch to something else because that's what they want to look at now. They have to make sure the characters, if they want to show something, the characters have to be there. The characters have to and it has to feel natural, because if somebody's just like they don't just get to jump.
Right.
And you get really incredible scenes like what's still a big one that still stands out to me is when Atreus is sick. And Kratos gets in the boat to go home.
Oh my god!
To get his chains, and it is one long continuous. The whole game is, but this stands out to me as one long continuous take where you see his
man,
I have to do this. Both his disappointment, but his resolve.
Yeah,
as well, and then that journey home. Then tearing up the floorboards as if it's a beating heart or something.
Yes.
To grab it out.
Good Telltale Heart reference.
Thank you. Turning around and seeing
Athena.
Just so many cool things that happen that could be very cool as well in a traditional editing style. But just that it's one continuous take makes it feel like it's actually happening. It's like seeing a fight scene in a movie where it's one long continuous take.
Right.
And it makes it feel like it's actually happening because it is.
Yeah.
You don't get the opportunity to just cut away from a kick real fast, so it makes it feel like there's an impact. You see that, I just love it. And that's for direction, that's where I go to. And I think God of War just dominated with how they depicted the game.
In the description, it says, awarded to Game Studio for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design.
Yeah.
I'm going to go A Way Out because of that. the innovation of A Way Out and the creativity in A Way Out.
There have been co-op games.
Not like this. Not games that
There have been a couple. There's like Tale of Two Brothers, but that's all by the same company.
Right.
But yeah, you're right. It is fairly unique. Where it gave both people things to do the whole time, but also like you played a character, but you might not like that character. Like it did an interesting thing, and I really enjoyed playing it.
It was definitely unique for me. I really enjoyed the story. Obviously, the game itself as a game was not fantastic, but as directed, I think it was directed really well, and I think it deserves something. And all these other games,
yeah, I think this is the only thing that's actually nominated.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go away out on that one.
Red Dead. It's fine. Like it's got good direction. It makes you feel like you're playing an old like 60s cowboy movie, which was their specific. Like they delayed the game so that they could put the black bar like in the cutscene, put the black bars at the top and bottom of each scene.
Oh yeah,
like in the cutscenes to make it feel like you're watching a movie,
like an old
which is why they
western or something.
Yeah, so they delayed it so that they could rearrange all the scenes to make it happen, because you can't just slap black bars covering up 15% of your screen if you didn't think about it, because it's going to cover up things. So like they put a lot of time and effort into making that happen, but it's nothing amazing to me. That's not what makes it stand out to me, is
right.
So yeah, I'm going God of War. God of War, as we're learning, is probably my response to a category, our final category,
Game of the Year.
Yeah, so here's the topic: recognizing a game that delivers the absolute best experience across all creative and technical fields. So in everything that the game delivers or provides, it is the best. Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Yeah, go ahead.
Celeste, God of War, Marvel Spider-Man, Monster Hunter World, and Red Dead Redemption 2. Now, I feel like I can immediately eliminate a couple of these.
I can immediately eliminate one.
Monster Hunter?
No, Odyssey. Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Odyssey?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's fine. It was whatever. It didn't do anything specific well enough to be a game of the year.
Yeah, Odyssey and Monster Hunter are the ones that I will drop off immediately.
Monster Hunter doesn't deserve it as much, but I also understand.
Yeah.
But also, I've played Monster Hunter before and really hated it. Like another Monster Hunter game on the 3DS. Right. And the controls were terrible. Almost designed, like they designed it that way to be kind of stupid. Bad. Well, they wanted to set, there's a peripheral that made the controller, like gave you an extra thing. They kind of wanted to sell that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I picked up Monster Hunter World a little worried, but hopeful that it would work better with a PlayStation controller, and then got sucked in for a good long time.
Yeah.
Into the grind. And so it was really good because it made me it took my expectations and exceeded them in a big way.
Monster Hunter did a lot of great things,
yes,
but absolute best across all creative and technical
absolutely
fields.
No, absolutely not. Neither of us have played Celeste either. So I can eliminate that one too.
Right. So honestly, I could drop Spider-Man too.
Yeah, Spider-Man was, like I said, Spider-Man was great, but nothing specific is amazing.
It's between Red Dead and God of War.
Absolutely.
And as I've already said before, I'm going with God of War on this.
Me too.
One.
Yeah. I think God of War, in so many ways, did something just incredible. In a storytelling fashion, in a actual gameplay way, the combat was always so satisfying and never got old. In a aesthetically pleasing way, the character design, the monster design, all that stuff was really cool. Voice acting was great. Just everything about it was amazing.
Absolutely, yes.
Red Dead is also amazing, but not in every single way, just like God of War.
And Red Dead falls prey to one of the things that will always happen for a game of that size, and that's the amount of glitches that are in it.
Sure.
And there are just so many bugs that
I've encountered one.
But that's the fact that a bug is standard for that game.
Yeah.
If you have not encountered any bugs in this game, wow, that's surprising. You know what I mean? Whereas in God of War, if there was some sort of crazy bug, that would be surprising that there is a bug. And just something like that. Again, I'm not saying that Rockstar is bad for doing that. This game is massive, and there is no way you can QA that.
Yeah, absolutely. Not immediately.
Right. And so, but the fact of the matter is it's still there.
Sure.
your horse still catches on fire on a certain road.
I want that to happen. The only thing I've had happen was like a character wasn't in a cutscene and then like whoop was now in the cutscene, and it was hilarious. But that's the only thing that's really happened.
I've been watching a lot of bug compilations.
Sure, those are fun.
And just laughing so hard. There's one in which like it's an escort mission and you're just like walking along with this person toward horses, and then that person just falls through the ground and just disappears, and like
Okay, so we're both going with God
of
of War.
War.
Are there any other games that you feel like should be in this category that aren't?
No. I think that for what has happened this year, these games are pretty much what we're going to be talking about for a while.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of anything that I would say absolutely, but
I think what really hands it to God of War is the fact that it took what it had and in the first 3 God of Wars and did something totally different and made it incredible for it.
Yes.
This is what Red Dead didn't do, what obviously Shadow of the Tomb Raider didn't do, what obviously Assassin's Creed didn't do, is take what was happening before and totally redo it to something new and better. This is why Resident Evil 4 was so incredible.
Yeah.
Because it changed the Resident Evil
format. It had
format.
a weight of expectation upon it, and it didn't just meet like, oh, this is a great game too. It did something different that also exceeded your expectations.
Yes.
Yeah.
And again, why Resident Evil 7 was so good, because it took what was there before. And now here's God of War. And you've taken this character that you love, Kratos, and he's so cool and he's awesome, but he's always just been like this stalwart badass.
Yeah.
And finally now they're making him
a person. A person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, they do it so well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for God of War 2 in 20 years. That's just how games work now, which I'm okay with.
Well, guys, let us know what you think is going to win. Let us know what nominees you think should be included that weren't included. Let us know how wrong you think we are about what.
I mean, we probably are.
If there's a game on one of these lists that you just absolutely think should win and we didn't mention it and you're going to nerd rage over it, you can email Fox specifically.
Please do.
And tell him all about it.
And I'll tell you to continue sharing your opinion with me because I appreciate it.
Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for support. Always remember that a subscription really, really helps us. Likes on this channel really help us. Sharing with your friends really help us. If you guys are having conversations about this stuff, when you tell them about it, it really, really helps.
Oh, also one more thing, just to make sure we get a good response. Fortnite is dumb and shouldn't win anything.
We'll
see you guys next time.
Bye. Save game, save life.